Henry, we're here to ask you a couple questions so that we can put it into the archives. All right? We have Henry Miller here today. When and where did you join the Lions Club?
I joined the first time in 1982 with the Springfield Lions Club. At that time, they had about 127 members, and I worked actually across a block. I was with Allstate Insurance, but anyway, they met at the Elks because that's the only place they had enough room. That's when I did that. I stayed with them for 3 years, and then it just got overwhelming. Working, it was the job that I had is generally I could take off an hour for an hour. They say that's okay, but I'd have a client, and if I didn't sell a client auto insurance or whatever, I didn't eat. So I had to provide for my family first. And so that's the time when I decided not to be there, but I knew I was going to be doing it later down the road.
All right. Why did you join the Lions Club? What was your enticement?
That's a good question. I was thinking back, when I was a kid, about 7, 8 years old, we lived in Mesa, Arizona. And in Mesa, it was pretty wild. I mean, it was very common and very calm, and you could do almost anything you want to do. As kids, we could run all over the place. Well, one of the things that I got in the habit of doing is looking for pop bottles. At that time, no cans, but pop bottles. And you get, 1 penny, maybe 2 cents a piece. That was my candy. Well, one day I was out looking for pop bottles alongside the freeway there. It's a freeway, it's Apache Junction. And it's a lot of cars going by. I got hit by a car.
Oh, no.
I was knocked about, they told me about 25 to 60 feet across the ditch, and they didn't think that I would make it, but I did. I stayed in the hospital for 3 months, had my leg busted twice, and my arm busted a couple places. It's all on my left side, so evidently I was facing the road when they came by. Once I got out, I went home back. We lived and it's a little cabins along the street there. There was two types of cabins, or the cabins, and my brother and sister and I with my parents. When I got out, I couldn't get out and do anything with the kids, but all of a sudden I had this staff that I made kind of like a crutch getting around. And I got pretty good with that thing. I could run with the good boys. But one day, there was 2 gentlemen that came in the camp, and they were looking for my mom or my dad, and they had yellow vests on. And I didn't know what they were there for, but I thought, oh my lands, maybe I grabbed something I wasn't supposed to, and they're gonna call me on it. It was okay. Well, come to find out, they were 2 Mesa, Arizona Lions, the Mesa Lions Club, and they had 2 sticks, I thought it was, but it was crutches. They heard about my accident and how I have no crutches, but I have that staff, and they want to make sure my mom and my dad would allow them to give them to me, and they did. I want you to know, I did a lot better with that staff than I did those 2 crutches. I mean, I wasn't coordinated very well in that area. But anyway, that's when I found out that there were Lions, and it was from a club, and they helped people around the area. And to be honest with you, it was God sent to us. It was helping young people. In that day, they said, wow, they're helping young people, and I'm one of those young people. I have the beneficiary or benefit of having their helping me out. And I said, someday, somehow, I'm going to repay. And it's always been in the back of my mind, but I never even thought about it until the Lions asked me to join.
What was or is your trade, profession, or occupation?
Well, basically, I'm an insurance person and securities. I worked for Allstate Insurance, then I moved over to individual insurance. I went out on my own. And then I missed the camaraderie of everybody. And so Ben Franklin Savings and Loan had a bank branch here in Springfield, and they needed an agent. And I said, I'm going to go. So I joined the organization. And then I had all kinds of people come in, and some of them became very good friends. Then Ben Franklin was bought out by Bank of America, and so then I'm out of job. But Bank of America wanted me to be their security person as well as insurance person, and go everywhere like Corvallis, Bend, Redmond, Ontario, Lakeview, and Klamath Falls. It would be a kind of a round robin. And I decided my family life's more important, because I'd be on the road all the time. So I decided not to go with him. And then Don Major, who owned Major Family Funeral Home, in 1991, he asked me to come over, and he would give me an office. I could sell my insurance, and then also I could run the pre-planning part of it. And what they did, they put the money that people want to prepay into a little insurance policy, and then there's no taxes or whatever, which is good. So I've been a funeral director since 1993. In fact, I'm still licensed, still insurance, I'm still can go down to work, but you know, it was hard to give it up, because I had a lot of families that really came to me, and in fact, I have two of them right now that their wives are pending, and so, but I give them to the funeral home, and they take good care of them.
What is your favorite memory as a Lion that you would like to share?
Well, as the Lions, well, I have a special place in my heart for kids. That is very important to me. I like sight and hearing. I like flags for first graders. But you know, I just like it all. It's fulfilling to me. You know, I don't have a lot of money to spend, but I have enough I can help out and do things. But one of the memories is that a young child that had cancer at one time, and we helped him. Our club did, and so he recovered and is doing well now. That's really a good memory for me.
What offices have you held, and what awards have you received?
I was asked that once before. Well, offices, when I first came in, Lions, I joined the Lions again, the second time in 2010. And so that's about 15, 16 years ago. And so that is where I was at. The second year, 1 year came in mid-year. Next year was one of the Lions, and then the third year, I've held the president's office. In fact, I had because in our club, a lot of people don't want to be up front, and I try to make things fun. And I guess I think I've held that president's office about 7 times now in this time, so about half of my Lion career. I was first and second vice. Let's see what else. Right now, I hold the office of collecting cans for first or honor flight and other nonprofits. I do sight and hearing. I was sight and hearing chair for about 4 years. Let's see what else. I've just had just a little of everything. It's really been a good time.
How would you like to be remembered as a Lion?
Well, I like to think that I'm thoughtful of other people. I want my Lions, if I'm the president, I want them to get all the credit. I don't need the credit. I know what I can do, what I can't do, but there are some lines that need that little extra encouragement. And so that's why I think that I just want to know that I did the best I could and uphold my office.
Thank you, Henry.
You're welcome.